Hello and welcome to Friday's, second edition of Cracking the Cryptic, actually, because there was a crossword video earlier, where we're going to be having a look at just one of the most beautiful puzzles. I mean, if you want your puzzle featured on Cracking the Cryptic, making it look this beautiful, it really is quite a thing. It's called African Daisies. It's by Antiknight, and I think the thumbnail is going to make itself today, which is also something of a treat. Apparently this is wonderful. This is meant to be absolutely wonderful. I found it on Logic Masters once we'd had it recommended a few times, and let me just show you. Philololog says, "This might be the most beautiful break-in I've ever solved. Truly in awe of this puzzle." And the logic unfolded gradually thereafter at a perfect pace. Not too fast, not too slow, and sublime all the way. Antiknight, you have a beautiful mind. Isn't that lovely? So maybe that's what we should call the video, The Beautiful Mind. I hope I'll be able to solve it. It's only got 3 stars out of 5 difficulty, so hopefully it's not going to be monstrous. But I am looking forward to doing battle with it, and we'll have that battle. We'll read the rules together in a moment or two. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a crossword video on the channel which I recorded. It was the puzzle today is by James McGackie in the Times. Absolutely phenomenal puzzle, as was, I have to say, the quick cryptic in the Times today, which was by somebody called Tilt. I don't know what their real name is, but that was spectacular. I really, really liked one of the clues in it, which was a 13-letter answer, and the clue was what Professor McGonagall does with small geeks. So I'm not going to tell you the answer, but that was the clue, and I thought that was very clever indeed. Anyway, I'll try and remember to put a link to that video on the screen in case you want to improve or even just watch some cryptic crossword solving. But what else is going on? It is the 1st of May, so over on Patreon we have got our brand new Patreon reward competition, which has launched at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It is themed this month on Spider-Man, and there are 8 puzzles in all to have a go at. So do check it out. The closing date is the 20th. I've no doubt that we'll get, we've had thousands of entries for the last few months. So do have a go, and hopefully you'll enjoy the trip. Now, what else? I did schedule today a blueprint stream for Monday again. And in fact, I think we are going to be taking part in the cerebral showcase thingy that happens sometimes on Steam. So that might mean that in one of the coming weeks, our normal streaming day, which is Monday, nights might switch to Sunday night, so do keep an eye on that. But this week we are streaming on Monday, which is a bank holiday here in the UK. I'm sure many people are well aware of that. So that's going on Monday, and I've got one birthday to do today, so I am going to wish Sierra a very happy birthday from your husband Gabriel. Gabriel said that Sierra listens when she's going to sleep, which means Gabriel sort of has to listen as well. I'm not sure he's as enamored with logic problems as Sierra is, but Sierra, thank you very much for watching / listening to the channel. I hope you've had a brilliant birthday today, and I hope the chocolate cake has been mighty fine and incredibly well iced. And I think that's all the news. Shall we have a go at African Daisies by Antiknight? And bizarrely enough, this puzzle does not feature an Antiknight rule, but these are the rules. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Lines in the puzzle act as both zipper lines and Nabner lines. It then explains what that means, so don't worry if you don't know. On these lines, digits an equal distance from the centre must sum to the digit in the central cell marked with a lavender circle. So what we're being told here is that that cell, let's make it a 5, is the sum of these two. So that could be 1 and 4 or 2 and 3, something like that would work in terms of the zipper nature of these lines. Okay. Additionally, along each gold Nabner line, no two digits may be consecutive and digits do not repeat along the line. Okay, so let's look at this one, because digits could have repeated. If that was a 1, you could have put a second 1 on that, and without breaking Sudoku. So, if this was a 1, neither of the... In fact, let's use a different digit, because it'll be more restrictive. If this digit was a 2, then 1, 2, and 3 could not go in these two cells, because obviously 1 and 3 are consecutive with 2, and 2 itself is also not allowed to go on the line. So this line, oh, but it's got to obey the funny rule as well. So 2, I was going to try and make that 7. 2, so 2, 5, 2 plus 5 equals 7. That does work. And 2, 5, and 7, none of those are consecutive with each other, and none of those repeat. So that would be a valid way to fill the line. And they are. That's all the rules today. A sort of Aardvark feel to the rules, in the sense that they are short and sweet and very understandable. So do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So I'm going to start off, I think, by considering how these lines work. I mean, I can see something very basic immediately, which is that you can't put 1 on any cell of these lines. And that's because if you did put a 1 on, then because of the mathematical property, which is that these two are meant to sum to this one, those two would inevitably be consecutive with one another. So I wonder whether... maybe 1 in column 1? One obviously can't go in the center of a line, because it would have to be the sum of 2 other digits, and 1 is not the sum of 2 other Sudoku digits. So 1 can't go in any of those cells. 1 in box 4 looks a little bit... No, actually, it's got 4 places. I didn't see that one. For some reason, I couldn't see that had no African Daisy in it. I must have seen an African Daisy at some point in my life. I've been fortunate enough to go on safari a few times. Okay, all right, that didn't work, did it? Right, so there's no 1 on the line. So if you put 2 on a line, you couldn't put 3 on it. So, all right. So the minute... well, I've got something different now. Yeah, so because you can't put 1 on one of the lines, the minimum digit you can put on the line is 2. But the moment you put 2 on a line, you can't put 3 on it, which means that the minimum sum you could ever have on one of these lines, given you can't repeat the 2, is going to be 2 plus 4, which is 6. And why is that interesting? Well, look at the middle box now. These zippers each have to be at least equal to 6, is what we've just proved, because the minimum we can put on the sides is a 2 and a 4. So they have to be a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. And... oh, I was tempted. I don't know whether I should do that. Make the cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shall I do that or not? No, that would be ludicrous. So one of these is a 6, and one of these has got 2, 4 on its wings. So 7, whichever one of those is 7, has to be 2, 5. Because 7, we've said you can't have 1 ever on these yellow lines. So 7 can't be 1 plus 6. And 7 can't be 3 plus 4, because 3 and 4 are consecutive. So whichever one of these is 7 is 2 plus 5. Whichever one is 6 is 2 plus 4. So they all have to have 2 on them. That would be weird. 8. No, 8 could be 3 plus 5, I think. Yeah, 8, why couldn't 8 be 3 plus 5? I think it could be. So 8 can't be 1 plus 7. Right, so 8 has two options. 8 could be 2 and 6 on its wings. 2, 6 and 8 are not consecutive. Or it could be 3, 5 on the wings adding to 8. So 8 has two options. 9 probably has loads of options. So 9 can't be 1, 8. 9 can't be 4, 5. Because 4 and 5 are consecutive. So 9 is going to be 2, 7, 9 or 3, 6, 9. So 8 and 9 have two options. 6 and 7 have one option. And 6 and 7 have to have 2 on their lines. And 8 and 9 might have 2 on their lines as well. But don't have to, because you could, for 8 you could have 3, 5, for 9 you could have 3, 6. So all right, all right, let's think about that then. What that means is every African daisy, maybe, yeah, okay, hang on. I'm just going to be a bit more diligent about this. We've proved, I think, that every centre of an African daisy is at least a 6. But we've also just proved that every, Maverick's just taken off, that every, Maverick is, by the way, Maverick is most welcome today after the trouble I had with a different flying creature. In the Crossword video, there was a wasp that flew in, which was one of the most extravagantly extrovert wasps I've ever come across in my life. It was relentless. So Maverick just flying over and buzzing past my window is he's more than welcome to do that. Anyway, sorry, I was just thinking that I was thinking about 2s and 3s, because what we've worked out is that every African daisy's wings either has to have a 2 or a 3 on it. Yeah, okay. So what that means is, for example, this cell is a 2 or a 3 in the puzzle. Yeah, I think this is going to be important. So let's just recapitulate. We worked out every centre is 6, 7, 8, 9. Every pair of digits summing to that centre involves a 2 or a 3. So if we look at column 3, one of these wings has a 2 on it, one has a 3 on it, which means this cell cannot be a 2 or a 3, yet this African daisy has a 2 or a 3 in one of those two cells, so it must be this one. And well, that digit, whatever that, let's just colour it for a moment. That digit has to be in one of those two cells in the middle box, because it's not equal to 6, 7, 8, 9, and it can't repeat in its own column. Yeah, okay, the same is going to be true of this one. Yeah, if you look at row 7 now, we must have a 2 or a 3 in those two. We must have a 2 or a 3 in those two, so this cell can't be 2 or 3, so it has to go there. That's actually not green then. So because this one needs a 2 or a 3 in its wings, it's going to have it there. Now this one can't be the green digit because green is in one of those two. So this is going to be a purple digit, and these are a 2, 3 pair. Purple must be in one of these two cells in the middle box, and the central digit is now 1, 4 or 5. Because it sees a 2, 3 pair, and it can't be 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, okay, and now this one hasn't got purple on it. But it must have a 2 or a 3 on it, so that one has green on it. This one must have green on it, because it can't have purple. I really like this. This is really cool. Now there must be a green down there, possibly on this daisy, but maybe not. Now, oh, I could have got that one as being not a 2 or a 3 by looking at these. One of these has to have, well, that has to have a 2 or 3, and that has to have a 2 or 3. Ah, this one can't have green on it, because this green sees that one, this green sees that one. So this one has to have a purple on it, and we can see where that goes. Now I've got a 2-3 pair in row 3. Oh, this is lovely. This one can't have purple on it now, so that's got to have green on it, and I know where that goes. That's going to have to go there, which means this is not green. So this is 2 or 3. This, oh, no, we already knew that digit couldn't be 2 or 3. I was going to say it couldn't be 2 or 3 because it sees a 2-3 pair, but it clearly can't be 2 or 3 anyway, because that would make this an invalid Nabner. This one? It almost can't have green on it. If this was green, it couldn't have green on it. Purple? Can't go there. Oh, that's green, actually. No, that doesn't do any... No, sorry. I thought maybe I could get the colour of this one on its wings. Okay. One of these has to be purple or green. One of these has to be purple or green. Same is true for all of the African daisies. And then whichever one of these colours is 2 is going to have to be paired up. We know, well, hang on. We know 2. Hang on. Sorry, I'm being a bit dumb here. Let me just think about this. So 2, I know 2 can make a 6 if it's 2 plus 4, and 2 can make a 7 if it's 2 plus 5. But 2 can make an 8, 2 can make a 9. It can make an 8 with a 6 or a 9 with a 7. But the yeah, because the daisies in the middle box have different different 2s and 3s on them. What's going to happen here? Let's say green was 3. Let's say green was 3. Then we would know that purple was 2. Now what's 3 going with on its... What's 3 adding up to? 3 can't add up to 6 or 7 because it would require a second 3 or a 4, which would be consecutive with the 3 you'd already put on it. So 3, if this was a 3 and this was a 3, these 2 digits would have to be 8 and 9, which would mean these 2 digits would have to be 6 and 7. And these 2 digits would have to be 4 and 5, adding to the 2s that would be in those 2. Yeah, so actually, okay, it's the 3 that's the more restricted digit. Of whichever of green and purple is 3, it's going to cause an 8 and a 9 to either be in those 2 or to be in those 2 positions. And the other way is the other diagonal is going to have a 6 and a 7 on it. Now, that means Well, that means that 5 is looking at... I don't quite know what it's looking at. It feels like it's looking at something. Maybe that can't be a 5. No, that's rubbish. That's absolute rubbish. What I've just said, ignore it. It's absolute nonsense. Okay, so what I'm now thinking about is what digits we're going to pair up with the 2s and the 3s on their respective African daisies. And whichever one of these is 2, because we know that their daisy is going to be 6 and 7, they're going to be paired up with the digits 4 in one case and 5 in the other. Whichever digit is 3, whichever colour is 3, they're adding up to 8 and 9, so they're going to be adding up to they're going to be paired with a 5 and a 6. Now what that means is whether or not, whatever this is, 2 or 3, one of these two cells is a 5. And whatever these are, one of these two cells is a 5. Maverick's getting lower and lower. And I thought, well, it means that one isn't a 5, not this one. Yeah, so what I'm now thinking about is, okay, if I know, and I think I do know, that so far as the purples are concerned, one of these is a 5. So one of those has to be a 5. And so far as the greens are concerned, one of these has to be a 5. Actually, it's these two that are much better. Because these two, whichever one of those is a 5, doesn't matter. They're both looking at this cell. If this cell was a 5, which one of those would we make 5? Neither. And then there would be no way of filling these daisies. So that's not going to work. And therefore, the 5 that's attaching to the purple digits has only got one possible place, which is here. Now, that is going to give me a 5 here, but not for the reasons that I originally came up with. Because now 5 in the middle box is in one of these 3. So it's not in the middle anymore, actually. It's in one of 2 cells. Oh, in fact, hang on. So these 2 squares are a purple 5 pair. So they're from 2, 3 for the purple, 5 for the 5, and therefore that is a 2, 3, 5 triple in column 5. And well, more importantly, this can't be a 5. So now the 5 that is paired up with the green 2, 3 has to be that one, which means that this is a 5. Isn't this lovely? Okay, I think this is going to do something. I just have to work out what. I don't know, actually. This can't be a 5. So this can't be a 7. Doesn't 7 always need a 5 on its line? 7 is always 2 plus 5 equals 7. So that can't be a 7. Now that can be, this can be. This one can't be a 7. Can't have 5 in its end. This is okay. So now right. Okay. So one of those is a 7. But I know that 7 is diagonally opposite 6 in the middle box, don't I? Because that's how because the greens are sort of paired up on opposite daisies, and the purples are paired up on opposite daisies. So given that one colour is dealing with 8 and 9, and the other colour is dealing with 6 and 7, the fact that 7's up here means 6 is down there. So these are not 6's. 6 is in one of 6. So 6 is in one of these two, which means that is not a 6. Now, Oh, hang on. I didn't spot something here. Look at row 5. If I'd pencil marked this box, this would have been clearer. But these digits now are all low. I don't know what they are, but they're all selected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this row, that's a quintuple. These digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be a 7 because it can't have 5 on its legs, on its limbs. Oh, so I think we're getting closer. We're just not quite there yet. This digit is not a 9 because it just the maths doesn't work. Is that this? Oh, that's the same there. I didn't see this. I'm sorry. Right, these have to be 7 and 8. 5 always adds up to 7 or 8 according to the maths of these funny African daisy things. So this is a 7-8 pair. So this is a 6-9 pair. This now is not a 9. So this is an 8 or a 7. One of these is 2 or 3. That's quite a lot of options, actually, I think. Oh, this has got fewer options because this is only 6 or 9 now. If this is 6, this can't be a 3. This would have to be a 2-4 pair. If this is 9, then we know this would be a 3, so this would be a 6. So this is only 4 or 6. Which means, well, the same must be true there. That must be only be 4 or 6. The logic's the same, isn't it? 9 we know is partnered with a 3 around this perimeter thing. So if that's 9, that's 3, that's 6. If that's 6, that's 2, that's 4. I've got a 4-6 pair looking at this thingy now. Right, how is that restricted? Does that have to have 5 on it? Oh, hang on. Hang on. This has got purple on it. I didn't see this. This has got purple because it's not got green. So this one must have green on it. This has got purple. So if purple is 2, I think this would have to have 5 on it. Because if purple is 2, we could have a 2-5 pair adding to 7, but we can't have a 2-6 pair adding to 8. So this would be 2-5. But if purple was 3, it couldn't be 3-4 adding to 7. So it would have to be. So there's always 5 on here. It is always 5, but I don't know whether it's 2 or 3 that's accompanying it. I just know it's purple. So now I've got a 2-3-5 triple in row 7 and a 4-6 pair. So I need 1s, 7s, 8s, and 9s into the gaps. That probably is worthy of a pencil mark. Or is it? that might not have been the thing we were meant to do. Right, this can't be 7 anymore because it can't have 5 on it, and I have learned at great length that 5 only partners up with no, let me be precise. 7 needs a 5. That's the causality of the logic. So if that's 6 now, this would have to be 8, wouldn't it? Because that would be a 2-4. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. There's something going on here with this African daisy and this African daisy and this African daisy. I don't think this can be a 6. If that's a 6, that's 2-4. Oh no, that's very straight. Okay, all right. It's much more straightforward than the way I actually got that before. If that's a 6, because this has to be 2, 4, this cell can't exist. That's simply not able to be 6. So this is 8 or 9. So if this was 8, this would be 9. And this would be 3, 5. Oh, and then it would be 2, 7 on there. Oh, so we... hang on. Why can we have a 7 there, but why did we think... Yeah, it was the colouring, wasn't it, that prevented us from having... Yeah, no, it's very interesting, this. It's very interesting. I think it's quite easy to make an error. In the ring here, because we had 2 3s that we knew were forced into the cells around the African daisies, and 3s can only go with high digits, 8s and 9s. They were sort of hypothecated to these, which forced the 2s to go with the 6s and the 7s, which meant that we never got the option around here to consider such luxuries as a 2 plus a 7 adding up to a 9. So, yeah, that's a possibility, I think. Unfortunately. So, oh dear. If that was 8, that couldn't use a 5. So this would have to be 2, 6. That feels like it won't. No, that won't work. That really won't work. Right, this can't be 8 is what I'm now claiming. Because this couldn't be 1, 7, we'd have 7 and 8 on the line. It couldn't be 3, 5 by Sudoku. So this would be 2, 6. But now those digits are 3 and 4, and they're consecutive. It just doesn't work. So that can't be 8. So that's 6. So this is a 6, 9 pair now in column. So that's not 9. We've got a 6, 9 pair in column 4. But if this was 6, that would be a 2, 4 pair, and this would be a 3, 6 pair, and that feels more. That would work, wouldn't it? That would actually work. Oh, I see, and it's symmetrical. So if that's 9, well, no, why couldn't that be 2, 7? No, it wouldn't be able to be, because if that's 9, that's 6, that's 2, 4. So this has got to have 3 on it. This would be 3, 6. Yeah, okay. So what we're actually saying is that these digits... Thing is, I don't know the order up here. But what we're effectively saying is if this is 6, this has to be a 2, 4 pair. Like that. And if this is 9, because this is 6 and that's a 2, 4 pair, this has got 3 on it, so this would be a 3, 6 pair. So these digits are 2, 3, 4, and 6, which is the same as we got... Oh, no, it's not. No, it is the same as we got in this row. So again, we get 1s, 7s, 8s, and 9s into the gaps. Which is really... now that can't be 7 or 8 because it sees 7, 8. So this can't be 9 because it sees 6, 9. Oh, we're really close here. Right, yeah. Okay, now look at box 4, sorry. Now I think those cells are a quintuple on the digits 1, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the rest of the digits in this box are 2, 3, 4, 5. We know this isn't 2 or 3. So this is a 2 or a 3 plus a 4 or a 5. I might not be doing anything. Oh dear. That's so rotten. So 1 in this box. Has to be in one of those two cells. That seems to be something we have established. So we've nearly... Oh, so we have. I've got a 7, 8, 9 triple in box 7. The 7 of which has to be at the bottom there. So these... No, that's not a 7. So 7 is in one of this little triumvirate. But can I not now? There was something here where I thought about this being 2, 7 before. And I didn't like the look of that. How did that come about? Was it if I made that an 8? Or was it if I made that an 8? I can't remember. Oh, I tell you what, if I make this an 8, you can't make that 3, 5 anymore, because that'll break this one. So if this is 8, that has to be 2, 6. No. No. Oh, hang on. I thought I just saw a problem with that, but then my brain let me down. Yeah, so if this is 8, this has to be 2, 6. No, it is a problem. It's exactly what I just saw. If this is an 8, because this can't be a 3, 5 pair, because that will make both of those cells a 2. If this is an 8, this has to be 2, 6, which means what colour is green? Green is 2. But now that means that purple is 3, which can't go with a 6 here. So this is going to be a 9, and that cell's going to be a 6. So you're going to have two 6s in box thingy. This has to be 9, which means this is 7, 8. Now this is 1. This is 9. Right, okay, now this should do something, shouldn't it? Famous last. There's a 6, 7, 8 triple now in box 4, the 6 of which is in row 5, so these can't include 6. And this has got green on it. Do I know what this is now? I know it can't be. Okay, it can't be a 2. Right, this, yes. Yeah, this is how to do it. So what pairing is this 9 able to be? We know it can never be 4, 5, because 4 and 5 are consecutive. It can't be 7, 2. It can't be 8, 1. It has to be 3, 6. And now this has to be 2, 5. And now we've done our colouring, because we've got 2 in the purple. So these are all purple. Greens are 3s, which means this is 9, this is 6, this is 4. So these are not 4 or 2. That's a 3, 6 pair adding up to 9. 9. I can just place, look, I double click the 9s. You can see they're sort of going into the puzzle in a most salubrious way. This is a 1 by Sudoku. This is a 6 by mathematics. This is not a 9. These are not 3s anymore, so that's a 2, 5 pair, which means these are 1, 3, 4, aren't they? Let's actually tidy up my pencil marking there. 1, 3, 4. I feel like that should do something. What about... No, that didn't do anything, did it? Oh, maths tells us that's a 7. So these are 6, 8. So these are 7, 9. I know I can't put 7 in the African Daisy, because 7 needed a 5, didn't it? It had to be 2, 5. So that's going to have to be 9. This is going to have to be 7. And now these can't be 2, 7. So they have to be 3, 6. That's right, isn't it? They can't be 1, 8. They can't be 2, 7. Yeah, I've done that so many times and yet still doubt myself. So, right, I know the order. That's 6. That's 3. Now, do I... Yeah, okay. 3 is the green one, so I don't get an extra deduction there. 3 is in one of those cells by Sudoku. Now, can we do any more mischief with this? Perhaps. How do we make more progress? I don't know. If that's 8, that would have to be 3, 5. It's got green on it, so it can't be 6. That's how to do it. It's got green on it. Oh, it's got 2 in the box. Okay, so it's got to be 8. That's got to be 6. This does have to be 3, 5. So this is a 2. This is a 5. This is a 4. We're actually doing remarkably well for a change. Now this is a 1-4 pair by Sudoku. So those squares should be 8 and something. 8 and 2. And I can do it. So 2 goes here, 8 goes here. Let's purplify the 2. 6 is great. No 3 in the corner, but still going with our... Yeah, we are still going here. Now, I should be able to do some tidying up in column 1. What do we need? 1, 2, 4? So these are 7, 8, 9. And this isn't 2. And how many 9s have I got? I have got several. I can get 9 in row 7. It's only got one place to go. And right, I've got a 9 on this line. So it needs to have... It could be 2, 7. No, it can't be, actually. Yes, so we know all of these lines have 2 or 3 on them. What's this one got on it? If it had 2 on it, it would have to go here. This would have to be 7. That would break. So it must have 3 on it, and we can see where that's going to have to go. So that's 3. That's 6. That's 6. This is getting a bit hairy, actually. I hope I haven't broken this. 6 is forced onto the bottom African Daisy. 6 we know goes with 2, 4, which is great. So that's 2. That's 4. That's 4. That's 1. Okay. That's great. Does it... Well, what about this? Oh, where's 1 in column 7? It's got to go at the top. Where's 7? It's got to go there. That gives me 7. That gives me 8. In the bottom row, I need 2, 3, 5. So the 2 goes in the corner. So these are a 3, 5 pair. And this is not a 7 anymore. So we need 1s, 5s and 8s, don't we, to finish off box 9. And this is not a 1. So I need a 5 or an 8 at the top of the grid. It seems that that's possible. What about... Oh, I can just do maths, adding up my thingies. So this is not 8. This is not 7. Now a 7 in row 7 has to go exactly there. 7 in column 5 is nearly placeable. How many 9s have we got? Several. Yeah, we can probably do them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All your 9s belong to us. 6s. All your 6s belong to us. 7s, not as good. Oh, where's 7 though? In row 3, it's only got one position. So that's 7. So we need 1, 4. Where's 8 in row 3? It's got to go there. Where's 8 now? In column 5, it's got to go there. This is still, we're still in the business here. We are still going. We need 4 and 5 in these 2 cells, which makes this 8, which makes this 8, this 7, this 7. In this column, where's 1? 1's got to go in the middle. So 1, 4, 4, 5, 2, 4, 1, 1. Okay. Is it 3, 4, 5? Yeah, this is a naked single. That's got to be 5. 5, 3, 3, 4, 2, something. 4, I think. That is a beautiful puzzle, isn't it? Let's actually tidy up our colouring a little bit. Let's make all of those greens. The 2s are all meant to be purple. The 5s are all meant to be blue. That 6 is not meant to be partially shaded. I mean, yeah, it felt right, didn't it? It did feel right. Sometimes when you solve the puzzles, they sort of flow in such a beautiful way that you get to the end and think, okay, I probably didn't make a total mess of it. And that was an example. That is such a beautiful little idea, all themed around this funny relationship between little Nabners and their central digit if it's a zipper. Just beautiful. Beautiful to look at. Absolutely beautiful to solve. It was it was sort of Fistomaphelian, the way that the 2s and the 3s worked around box 5, wasn't it? Just lovely logic. And then the 5s having to be on, both sets of lines, knocking a 5 out of some cell or other. Was it that one? Might have been that one, but that was beautiful as well. Very, very good puzzle. Antiknight, loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.